Hi guys, what is going on? Jack from Minifigs, and today we're going to be looking at 5 of the best minifigures that you can buy in 2023. These are not only fantastic minifigures, but they're also minifigures that I think will increase in value very greatly over the next few years. Obviously I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just a big fan of Lego, so this isn't financial advice, this is just me simply giving my opinion on what Lego minifigures I think will do really well in the future. And as always guys, if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe as it really helps the channel out. So in 5th place we have James Bond, and you can pick up this minifigure really cheap, sitting at about £6 here in the UK, so not a lot of money at all. And I do understand that the Lego Aston Martin Speed Champion set, which he comes in, looks to have been mass produced, as you can find this set just about anywhere and it's never really been out of stock at any time during its lifespan. However, I do think the brand of James Bond itself, and the fact that Lego are likely to never make another James Bond or 007 set ever again, I think that will play a really big factor into how well this minifigure does in the future. To be honest, we was all likely very surprised when Lego announced that they would be releasing a Lego James Bond set, as James Bond is a franchise that's mainly aimed at adults, and Lego tend to stay away from adult themed franchises. They try and steer away from any type of controversy regarding their Lego sets, even to the point where they cancel Lego sets just because a few people have complained for various reasons. So this is one reason why Lego are very careful with which kind of adult franchises they allow to be turned into Lego sets. So it really was a big surprise when Lego announced that they were going to be making a 007 Speed Champion set. Most of the Lego fanbase thought it was absolutely amazing that we were going to be getting this themed Speed Champion set based on the character 007 or James Bond. And more importantly, this was the Daniel Craig version, which a lot of the newer Bond fans have grown up with. So the fact that Lego are likely to never make another James Bond Lego set ever again is certainly going to work in this minifigure's favour, because any James Bond fans that turn to Lego in the future will have only this set to be able to buy. So once this Lego set does eventually retire, which I do believe it's due to retire at the end of this year in December of 2023, then I imagine that the James Bond minifigure that comes in the Speed Champions Aston Martin set is going to do really well. And moving on now to our 4th place, we have Colonel Quaritch from the Avatar set AMP Suit vs Thanator. And for me, this is definitely my favourite minifigure of the Avatar sets. Maybe I am a little bit biased because Colonel Quaritch was easily my favourite character in the Avatar films, but I just think Lego absolutely nailed the character in minifigure form. The minifigure has got great leg printing, the torso looks fantastic, and the headpiece is really cool, and you've even got the scars going across his face. And the reason I put this minifigure on the list is because not only is he an exclusive minifigure to the set he comes in, but also the fact that he's a really popular character in the movies like I just previously mentioned. And if you've seen the Avatar The Way of the Water, then you'll know exactly where they've gone with this character. And you'll know that if and when Lego release more Lego Avatar sets, it's highly unlikely they'll be releasing a Lego Avatar minifigure of Colonel Quaritch in his human form. So it's pretty safe to assume that this will remain an exclusive minifigure to the Avatar AMP Suit vs Thanator. So for that reason, I put him at 4th place. Moving on to 3rd place, we have Tigger from the Winnie the Pooh Ideas set, and you can pick up this minifigure for £15 in the UK and about the same in terms of dollars and euros in both the US and Europe. And this is a minifigure that I personally think gets slept on quite a lot. It's actually really good, and for such a kind of plain cartoony character, they've put a fair bit of detail into this minifigure. The head mould is absolutely great, and then you've got good leg printing and torso printing, which probably should be standard for a decent minifigure nowadays, but then you've also got fantastic arm printing, which gives even more detail to this minifigure. And this actually shows in the price of the minifigure, because this Tigger minifigure is actually the most expensive minifigure out of all the Winnie the Pooh minifigures from that set. And I know lots of other Lego investors have invested fairly heavily in the Winnie the Pooh Lego set. I personally wouldn't do so. However, this minifigure is one that you probably shouldn't sleep on. It already commands a fairly decent price now, and you can only imagine that once the Lego set retires at the end of this year, the price will go up even more. And again, like the previous 2 Lego minifigures we've just discussed, this minifigure is highly unlikely to feature in another Lego set over the next few years. moving on to our second place, we have the 187th Legion Clone Trooper. And you can pick up this minifigure for about £10 in the UK, which is actually quite expensive, seeing as you can pick up the minifigure in a £40 set, and you get 2 of them. However, it is worth noting that the LEGO set that this minifigure does come in, that being the LEGO Republic fighter tank, is very hard to find in Europe. So by the time this LEGO set does retire, and it is a very highly desired LEGO set, not many people will have actually been able to get hold of this LEGO set. So you're going to have a higher amount of customers fighting over fewer LEGO minifigures. And for me, that's personally one of the main reasons why I think this LEGO minifigure is going to do so well in the future, because barely anyone has actually been able to get hold of this set, especially in the UK and Europe. And then the second factor of this minifigure, and this certainly can't be understated, these are the types of clone troopers that people will want to build armies with. And we're not just talking about grabbing 5 or 10 of these minifigures. We're talking people grab these minifigures in the hundreds, thus leading to even more of a shortage on the second-hand market, because people have and will continue to keep buying these minifigures by the hundreds. So there's 2 reasons why, again, this minifigure I personally think will do really well on the second-hand market once the LEGO Republic fighter tank has all but sold out and retired at the end of this year, which is almost a certainty. And you can see just how popular these minifigures are, because whenever you do find a LEGO Republic fighter tank, you'll never see this set on offer, or at least I have yet to see this LEGO set on offer. To be honest, it's very rare I have seen this LEGO set on a shelf, never mind see it on a shelf on offer. And that just goes to show the popularity that LEGO Clone Troopers have in the zeitgeist at the moment. Star Wars fans cannot seem to get enough of anything to do with the Star Wars prequel trilogy at the moment. So for all those reasons, that's why the 187th Legion Clone Trooper is definitely going to be sitting at second spot for my top 5 minifigures to buy this year. So moving on now to my top pick of the best LEGO minifigure that you can personally buy this year, it has to be the Clone Commander Cody. And this minifigure actually stands out from the rest of the minifigures on this list, for one reason really that I can think of. The fact that this minifigure doesn't actually retire, or isn't yet due to retire at the end of this year. As you likely know, you can pick up the Clone Commander Cody minifigure if you buy the LEGO ATTE, but the ATTE is actually due to retire at the end of 2024. However, I am so confident in the investing power and the returns that you'd get from a LEGO Clone Commander Cody that I've actually put this at number 1 in the top minifigures to buy this year in 2023. And really, there's a few reasons for that. First of which, there's quite a high buy-in price for this minifigure. You're easily looking at $120 if you want to buy the LEGO ATTE in, say, America. And then you're looking at even more if you want to buy that in Europe. And here in England, you can maybe get this set for about £95. So it's not a cheap set. And that's the only way to buy the Phase 2 Clone Commander Cody in a LEGO set. His second-hand price currently stands at about £23 in the UK, and probably a little bit more than that if you're in the US or Europe. So already he's not a cheap minifigure, but the fact that he's got such a high price shows that he's a really popular character. But one of the other reasons why I think this minifigure will do so well in the future is by looking at the Phase 2 version of Clone Commander Rex. And he was in a relatively cheap LEGO set when it was released, nowhere near as expensive as the LEGO ATTE that you can currently buy now. So more people would have had a chance to buy that LEGO set, but yet look at the price of him. His price has absolutely gone through the roof over the last few years, and that's exactly how I imagine the Clone Commander Cody will perform over the next few years, or at least when the LEGO ATTE set retires. So Phase 2 Cody really has got so much going for it, and that's why he takes top place in my top 5 minifigures to buy in 2023. But anyway guys, I'd love to know what your thoughts are on some of these minifigures on this list, and what LEGO minifigures are you looking to invest in the most this year? Let me know down in the comments section, as I really do love reading them in my spare time. But anyway guys, thanks for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like and subscribe and stay tuned to the channel, as I've got lots of more awesome content coming soon. Thanks again, and I'll see you on the next video.